Hello everyone. So today we will talk about AC circuit in which we cover representation of sinusoidal waveform, peak and RMS values, phasor representation, and analysis of single phase AC circuit consisting of resistance, inductance, capacitance, and the combination of resistance, capacitance, and the inductance. Also, we will discuss resonance in series RLC and in parallel RLC. After that, we will discuss about three-phase balance circuit in which we have to find what is the relationship between three-phase circuit star and delta connection. So now, first of all, here you see that what is alternating waveform. Alternating waveform is not and always have the shape like the sinusoidal shape. The alternating waveform is also having the other shapes also. See, these are the example of alternating waveform. This is the triangular waveform. This is also an example of alternating waveform, whereas this is a square wave. This is also an example of alternating waveform. Similarly, here complex wave is also an example of alternating waveform. So alternating waveform is the waveform which alternately changes its positive half and the negative half after a particular interval of a time. This is nothing but it is a example of AC waveform. Now next, how this alternating voltage and current is generated. So as per electromagnetic as per Faraday electromagnetic law of induction says, what it says, when you rotate a coil in a stationary magnetic field, then there is a generation of voltage in it. Okay, so this is the Faraday law of electromagnetic induction. Now there are two ways from which we can generate a alternating waveform. Number one, you can rotate a magnetic field within the stationary coil, and second one is you rotate the coil in a stationary magnetic field. So in first case, magnetic field is rotating and coil is stationary. So you will get alternating waveform. Whereas if you keep magnetic field stationary and coil is rotating, then what? Again, generation of AC. So there are two ways from which you can generate a alternating waveform. Either your coil is moving and magnetic field is stationary, then EMF is generated or alternating current is generated. If number second case, your coil is stationary and magnetic field is rotating. Now the generation of this voltage is depend on this following parameters: number of turns in the particular coil, the area of coil, and the velocity at which you rotate your coil, and the maximum flux. These are the four parameters on which the generation of alternating current is depend. So see, this is the example of two methods where your alternating waveform is generating. See, in this magnetic field is stationary. Here two magnets are placed and see the magnetic field is stationary. And here this is the coil which is moving. Now, in this particular case, when magnetic field is stationary, coil is moving, EMF is generated. Okay, now see here, this is the magnet N and S, and this is the coil. This is fixed or stationary. Now you rotate this magnet. Now again, what is the result? Your EMF is generated. So as per Faraday law of electromagnetic induction, the alternating current waveform is generate when you rotate a coil in a stationary magnetic field, or you rotate your magnets in a stationary coil. Okay, so this is the generation of alternating voltage. Now, as per the derivation for this particular arrangement, here two magnets are there. See, two magnets are there, and here this is the coil which represent the rotation. See, this is the angle theta from the x-axis, and this is the flux which changes as the coil is rotate. Now see, as per the Faraday law of electromagnetic induction, the magnitude of voltage is E is equal to N d phi by dt. N is number of coils. Okay, so here we can write, see, this phi m is always changes. Okay, it follows the cos. So we can replace this phi by phi m cos omega t, C, and d phi m cos omega t by dt. Now after the differentiation, what we will get? We will get minus n phi m minus sine omega t multiplied by omega. So what happened? So here we will get the equation E is equal to n phi m omega sine omega t. Now this complete part is nothing but the maximum amount of EMF generated when it's rotate in a stationary magnetic field. So this is the our final formula for EMF generation. Clear? Now we can also write this is the flux. Okay, so when we divide it by area, maximum flux, if flux is maximum, then when it is divided it by the area, it is known as flux density. Flux density. Okay, the unit of flux density is Weber per meter square. So Weber is the unit of only flux, unit of area is meter. So this is the flux density. So we can also write our equation is like this. In place of phi m, I will write the equation, and Bm multiplied by area multiplied by omega sine omega t. Now what is omega here? Omega is the angular speed. Omega is the angular speed which is represented by 2 pi f. F is the frequency. And theta. Theta is the angle in between x-axis and the coil movement. So this is the angle, and it is also equal to omega t. Now see, this is our basic equation. E is equal to n Bm multiplied by area multiplied by 2 pi f sine omega t. We can also write this, and in place of Bm multiplied by area is phi m In place of 2 pi f, we can write omega and sine omega t. So this equation become E is equal to, what is E maximum is equal to n phi m omega. So Em sine omega t. So this is our equation. Clear? So in the similar fashion, when voltage is represented by Em sine omega t, then I is equal to Im sine omega t, where Im and Em is what? Maximum value of voltage and current. Okay, voltage and current. It represented by Em and Im. Okay. Now see, this is the again arrangement of coil with different angle. See, this is the coil with which is placed at this. So suppose this is the coil and this is the rotation. So it is rotate anti-clockwise. So when it rotate anti-clockwise, see here at this position, the magnetic flux line are like this. Okay. North to south. See, and the component of velocity is also a straight. So the line of magnetic field, and the component of velocity is parallel to each other. See, the magnetic field is like this and this is also like this. So these two are parallel to each other. So there is no cutting of magnetic field. What happened? There is no voltage generation. When this coil is moved, see, this coil is moved little bit here. Now see, the component of velocity is now cutting this magnetic field. See, so some voltage is generated. So it is represented at this point. Now, if we move our coil at 90 degree, so see, the component of velocity is just in this direction and the magnetic field is in this direction. It means maximum cut of the magnetic field or flux. So what happened? The maximum voltage is generated. Now, at this D position, what happened? The coil is cutting but little less than our previous case. So see, it is the case when D is having the position here. So see, the voltage is generated. Now at E, again, the coil is moving here. Now this point is here. Again, there is no cut of the flux. So the generation of voltage is 0. Now coil is from here to here. Now voltage is become negative. So in the similar fashion, as the positive voltage is generated, the negative voltage is also generated because now coil is moving from here to here. Clear? So in this way, your AC waveform we obtain in the shape of sinusoidal waveform. Now see, these are the diagrammatically representation. When your coil is having such a representation, see, in such position, both the lines are in parallel, 0 EMF. When your coil is little bit moving, suppose at 45 degree on in between 0 to 90. So what happened? There is a flux is cutting, magnetic line direction is always stationary, and this is the cut off velocity component and it cuts the magnetic field. So there is a voltage generation. Now at this particular moment, what happened? See, this is the velocity component and this is the magnetic field. Now this is the position of velocity component and the magnetic field. So maximum EMF is generated. Here you see your coil is further moving from this side. So what happened? Your magnetic field is again cut by, but less than the maximum value. So what happened in between 90 to 180? Your coil is again generating a EMF. So see, now again your coil is taking the position, but in the reverse direction. Now see, due to this reverse direction, your voltage is just complete one positive cycle. And after that, after this portion, what happened? Your AC waveform is generated in the negative parts. So in this way, you have an AC waveform just look like a sinusoidal waveform. Now this is a AC waveform. The representation of AC waveform is V is equal to Vm sine omega t. Sometimes we also write like this, sine 2 pi f in place of omega. You can write this and multiply it with the t. Now, what is cycle? Cycle is when your AC waveform complete its one full pattern, positive as well as negative. When your AC waveform completes its full pattern, positive as well as negative is nothing but cycle. Clear? Now, what is periodic time? The periodic time when one cycle contains positive and negative, and the required time for completing the one cycle is what? Is your periodic time. Because after this periodic time, the waveform repeat its similar shape. See, now again positive pattern and negative pattern. Again positive pattern. So periodically it changes its value. So this is nothing but the periodic time. Now frequency. Frequency is number of completed cycles in 1 second. Number of complete cycle in 1 second. Okay. So number of cycle in 1 second is frequency. The formula for frequency is 1 by T. Okay. And the periodic time you can take again inverse of frequency, then it is the representation of periodic time. So here you see that as the generation, and you all must remember that in India, the frequency of generation is 50 Hertz. Okay, the frequency of generation, voltage generation is 50 Hertz, whereas in US, it is 60 Hertz. So the generation voltage and its frequency is depend on the speed, how you rotate your, at what speed you rotate your magnetic coils. Now maximum value. Sometimes maximum value is also known as amplitude. So it is the maximum value. It is the maximum value of alternating quantity. So in this case, this is the maximum value, and in this case, this is the maximum value. So in our further chapter, we deal with our maximum value, and it is represented by Im, Vm, and Pm. Now, instantaneous value. Instantaneous value, which is having its value which is changed at every instant. See, every instant. At T1 it is different, at T2 it is different, at this time it is different, at this time is different. So every time it is having different value. So see, it is diagrammatically also shown here is that, see, at 0 degree, this is the value. See, 0 degree. So at angle, at here at some angle, this is the value. At 30 degree, this is the value. If you randomly take at which angle, at every time you find that your instantaneous value is changing, but the amplitude is always constant. It is nothing but Im or Vm. See, in negative portion, it is again same, but in the negative direction. So Im and Vm is same all over. And all the instantaneous values are represented by small I, small v, and small p. Now, average value. The average value, it is the continuous DC voltage or continuous DC voltage which is equal to its maximum peak value as the DC voltage is constant. Okay. Generally, for pure sinusoidal wave, here point to be noted, pure sinusoidal wave, its average value is calculated over full cycle is equal to 0. If you have if you want to calculate for pure sine wave, if you want to calculate the average value, then what happened? This plus and this negative. So average value is 0. So for pure sine wave, you have to take only for this half cycle, the average value only for half cycle. So you will take this average value for our further calculation for the pure sinusoidal wave. So the representation of average value is I average, V average, and P average. So by the definition, it is the steady state current which transfer across any circuit the same charge as it is transferred by the alternating current during the same time. Okay, so it is the value in sinusoidal waveform, it is the value which transfer the same charge by that alternating current during the same time. Now these are the ways how to find the method for average value. So here you see that there are two ways, graphical method and analytical method. In graphical method, you have to take summation of all the instantaneous value and divided by how many value you taken for the summation. So this is the graphical value, but it is not give the accurate result. So for accuracy, we always go for analytical method. See here in analytical method, the average value of any waveform you find from this formula, area under the curve divided by base of the curve. So how you can find the area of the curve? Take the integration of this complete waveform. So you Vm sine omega t is the pattern. Here, this is the Vm and it follows the waveform of sine. Okay, so 0 to pi Vm sine omega t divided by base of the curve, that is pi. So when you integrate this, what you will get? You will get Vm by pi, sine, integration of sine is cos omega t, and the limits are 0 to pi. And when you put this limits cos pi and cos 0, you will get V average is 2 Vm by pi. So it is nothing but 0.637 Vm. So this is again the graphical and analytical method, current also. So in this similar fashion, you also find the value of voltage as well as current for average value. Now come to the point, root mean square value. The root mean square value is sometimes also known as effective value. This is the effective value over a whole cycle, which is responsible for producing the actual heat in the circuit. Now, how can we measure the RMS value? The RMS value is a DC or steady state current which, when flowing through a given resistor for a given amount of time, produce the same amount of heat as the produced by the alternating current when flowing through the same resistance for the same time. And it is represented by Vm by root 2 and I is equal to Im by root 2. See, this is the circuit with having the value of resistance R here, and here it is also a value of resistance R here. It means load in both the cases is same. Clear? In both the cases, load is same. Now, in first circuit, we give voltage, and in second case, we give DC supply. Now, as per our definition, the same amount of heat should be developed, I square R and I square R. Suppose here in example, I have a DC waveform is like this. Okay, DC waveform, suppose of 20 volt. Okay, now we have a circuit which is supplied by DC having the resistance R is equal to 2. Now what is the power? Power is PDC is equal to 20 multiplied by 20 by 2, 10 is equal to 200. Now the resistance is having 200 watt across it, the power consumed by. Now, as per the definition, PAC should be 200. So how much current it requires to dissipate the same amount of power? Suppose I am taking this AC waveform. Is this AC waveform is equal to this DC? No. Here some parts are missing. During this particular amount of time, this part is missing. So this is not exactly giving the 200 watt. So in that case, we have to increase its amplitude to make the power is equal to 200 watt. Clear? Yes or no? Okay. So see, this is the here I'm taking one example. So VDC is 20 and IDC 10. So PDC in our case is 200. Okay. So this is 20. Now for AC voltage. Now for AC voltage, we also have to produce the same amount of AC power, that is 200. But you see that the AC has different waveform shape and the DC is having just different waveform shape. So what we have to do? We have to just increase the shape of the waveform, its maximum value. We have to increase the maximum value. Otherwise, what happens if this is the DC and we take this AC of this 20, Vm is 20, it is never give the exact result as the DC give. Okay, so here from we have to multiply some, we have to take RMS value for producing equal amount of heat. So there is an form factor. Form factor is the RMS by average value. It is generally for sinusoidal waveform. It is 1.11. So from here we take the RMS value and average values. Here our average value is, or DC value is 20. So 20 multiplied by 1.11 and 22.2. So here you can you have a RMS value of 22.22. This is your RMS value. Now for generating 200 watt in case of AC, so 22.22 is your RMS value multiplied by I. So when you find this, you will get I is like this. So this is, so these two current, when you multiplied it, they will give 200 watt when you use AC. Clear? So in case of DC and in case of AC, there are different value to obtain the actual amount of heat for the same amount of time when flowing through the circuit through the same resistance. And the point in the AC, the value of that current and voltage which gives the same amount of heat to the particular load for the same amount of time is nothing but the RMS value. Here you will see this. This is the RMS voltage and this is the RMS current. Clear? So you have to increase your voltage by √2 times. Okay, maximum value कितना बढ़ाना पड़ेगा? √2 times. So √2 times of maximum value will give you the equal amount of heat generation. So AC power is nothing but VRMS multiplied by IRMS. Clear है? Now this is the form factor. So form factor is nothing but it is the RMS value divided by average value. So RMS value is 0.707 IM. Here one part is missed by us. That is the how you can find the RMS value. So for finding the RMS value, we have to use this formula. Sum of all the instantaneous value divided by total number of values. So see, and take the root of that. This is the graphical method and this is the analytical method, in which area under the curve, uska square, you have to square it, and then base of the curve is equal to VRMS. So we have a formula for finding the area is Vm square sine square omega t d omega t. One important thing you should keep in your mind is that now see, the limits are 0 to 2 pi. For finding the average value, you have to take only the 0 to pi in case of pure sinusoidal. Here you take this 0 to 2 pi. So see, 0 to 2 pi is limit and it is divided by base of the curve 2 pi. So when you solve it, sine square t is replaced by 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2. So this is by the formula. So here simply put 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2 into d omega t. Now when you integrate this particular term, we have the equation v square m divided by 4 pi bracket omega t limits of 0 to 2 pi minus sine 2 omega t to limits of 0 to 2 pi. And when you put this limit, you will get this equation Vm by 4 pi 2 pi minus 0 under the root. And after solving, you will get the RMS value 0.707. So this is the way how you can find the RMS value. Now, the form factor is the ratio which represent the RMS value divided by the average value. See, this is the RMS value 0.707 IM divided by 0.637 IM, and this 2 IM are cancelled, and we will have only 1.11 for sinusoidal waveform. See, the form factor is every time different for different shape of the waveform. This is 1.11 is only for sinusoidal. If you have square wave, then it is different. Then amplitude factor is maximum value of the waveform divided by RMS value of the waveform. So this is IM by 0.707 IM, and this is the 1.414. Now phase of the waveform. See, this is the shape of the waveform. So it is the position from where your waveform is start. So this type of waveform is having zero position. Okay, its phase is 0. If your waveform is start from this, then it has some angle to start or some time. Okay, if your waveform is start from here, so it has the phase at omega t is equal to 2 by tt by 4. If your waveform is look like this, then it means same phase. Okay. See, this is lag by phi angle. So this waveform is start earlier, whereas the waveform of current is start after some angle phi. So it is the lagging. This is the lagging, and here voltage is leading because voltage is start earlier, whereas current is lag behind. So this is V is lead and this is lag. So the lead quantity is having leading phase difference, whereas the quantity which is lagging is having lagging phase difference. Now see, this is the phi equal to 0 when your waveform is start from here. It is the in phase waveform. If your waveform is start from here, it means positive phase. If your waveform is start from here, this is negative phase. So it is all about the starting of your waveform. How you can represent your alternating quantity? So your alternating quantity is represented in the two ways, in the form of vector or phasor, or in the form of waveform. See, this is the waveform, and the same thing is represented in the form of phasor also. So see, this same point represent this 60. This is 0, and here it is also 0. If this is 60, this represent by this 90, and this is equivalent to this point. So see, each and every point is having representation in the two ways. Okay, so it is in the form of rotating phasor, and it is in the form of sinusoidal waveform and time domain. And the rotating vector always have magnitude as well as direction. Now this is the numerical for finding the average and the RMS value. Here in this numerical, V is equal to 200 sine 314t is given. Now you have to find frequency for this signal, form factor for this signal, and crest factor for this signal. Clear? Now V is equal to 200 sine 314t is given. As per our formula, V is equal to Vm sine omega t, whereas omega is equal to 2 pi f. Clear? So Vm, if you equate this equation, 200 sine 314t, it means 314 is nothing but omega. So this is 314 and Vm is nothing but Vm is 200 volt. So see, Vm is 200 volt. This is 2 pi f is equal to 314. Now from here we can find frequency. यहाँ से हम frequency निकाल सकते हैं. See, 314 divided by 2 pi is equal to 50 hertz. Now from here frequency is form. We find out. Now form factor. What is form factor? Form factor is RMS upon average. Clear? So RMS value is, what is RMS value? So RMS value is defined by Vm by root 2, or in case of current, Vrms is equal to Im by root 2. Clear? So Vm क्या है यहाँ पर? Here Vm is 200 divided by root 2. So this is Vrms. Now we have to find V average. So V average is, the formula for V average is 2 by pi into Vm. So 2 by pi and Vm is 200. So this is the formula for V average and Vrms. Now put the value of Vrms. Vrms is 200 divided by root 2 divided by 400 by pi. So after solving this, you will get 1.11. Now next is crest factor. Crest factor is having the formula Vm divided by Vrms. This is nothing but Vm is already given 200 and Vrms we calculated. So 200 divided by root 2. So it is multiplied by root 2. So cancel it out. So crest factor is equal to 1.414. Now again, this numerical is given. Here the I is equal to, given as I 141.4 sine 314t. Now first we have to find out the maximum value, the frequency, the time period, and the instantaneous value at 3 millisecond. Clear? What you have to find? You have to find maximum value, frequency, time period, and instantaneous value. So see, again, for maximum value, this is the Im. So it is directly given. Now for frequency, this 314 is equal to 2 pi f is equal to omega. So from here you can find frequency. So C f is equal to 314 divided by 2 pi. So C, clear? 314 divided by 2 pi. This is 50 hertz. Now time period is nothing but it is the T is equal to 1 by F, 1 by frequency. So frequency already we have 50 hertz. So 1 by 50 is equal to 0.02 second. Now I is equal to 1. This equation is given. Now they ask instantaneous value I at 3 seconds. So what do we have to do? You have to simply write this equation as this 4 sine 314 multiplied by T 0.3. So, sorry, 3, not 0.3 into 10 to the power minus 3 because it is in millisecond. Multiplied by, to convert this radian into degree, you have to multiply it by 180 divided by pi. Then this is your value of current which is coming after solving this equation. Now next numerical. In this numerical, an alternating current of 50 cycle per second has a maximum value of 100 ampere. In how many seconds after the zero value will the current attain the value of 86.6 ampere? You have an waveform in which 100 ampere is the maximum value. Now they asked at which particular instant of time the current is having the value of 86.6 ampere. Okay, so see, you have to first of all have the value of frequency already given and maximum value is given. Okay, so you have to put simple Im sine 2 pi ft. In place of I, what value you require at a particular instant of time? 86.6. Okay, equal to Im, the value of Im is 100 multiplied by sine 2 pi ft. Okay, so you have to write here 2 pi ft. So see, now from here you find the value of t. So this is the 1 by 300 second. Suppose this waveform is given to you and in this they ask for average and RMS value. For this, if you want to find the RMS and average value, first of all, take the limits from 0 to pi and the function, this is the function of sine, so it is represented by sine theta or Vm sine omega t. Here we take theta, so see 1 by pi, 0 to pi is the limit and v theta. Okay, so in place of v theta, you can write Vm sine theta, integrate with d theta. After integrating, you will get 2 Vm by pi is the average value. For the RMS value, again, you have to take under root of 1 by pi, 0 to pi integration of, now here your point 1 is noted, a square of the function v. So you make square both Vm square and sine square theta d theta. So here sine square theta is replaced by 1 cos 2 theta divided by 2. See, this is the complete formula. After solving this, we will have this equation. Vm by pi, Vm square by pi, theta by 2 minus sine 2 theta by 4 and 0 to pi under root. When you put the limits, after putting the limits and solving, you will have this equation under root of Vm square by 2. So final equation is Vm by root 2. Okay, so see, this is the, again, one more numerical. So in this numerical, what we have a waveform is known as sawtooth waveform. Sawtooth waveform. In this waveform, we have a line. So first of all, you have to find out the basic function for it. So y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1 is nothing but m for the equation of line. So mx plus c is equal to 5. So from this equation, what you will get? Y2. Now here I will give the name x1 y1 and x2 y2. This point is x2 y2 and this point is x1 y1. Clear? Now y2 is at Vm minus y1 is at 0. Here x2 is having the value of t minus 0. So what is the value of m? M is equal to Vm by t. So m is equal to Vm by t. Now put here Vm by t, x-axis. What is here at the x-axis? It is t. So this is our equation for the waveform, this type of shape. Now for finding the average value, you have to take 0 to t. 0 to t is the limit for the 1 by t time period, and this is our function. Now put this Vm by t multiplied by t in place of Vt. Now integrate it. After integration, you found Vm by t square by 2, and limits are 0 to t. Now put this limit. After putting this limit, what you will get? Vm by t square minus t square by 2. Then we will have V average is equal to 0.5 Vm. Now for finding the RMS value, we have to take under root of the particular function and square of the function. Now 1 by t, 0 to t is limit, and make it square. Now put this 1 by t, 0 to t, and integration of Vm square by t square dot t square. This is your total function. Now when you integrate this, what you will get? This is the Vm square and t cube outside, go outside, and this c, t cube by 3 is with the limit of 0 to t. Now after that, putting the limit. When you put the limit, what you will get? T3 here and T3 here, both are cancel each other. So only Vm square by 3 is remaining. So this is the RMS value for the waveform. Now such type of waveform is also coming. In this type of waveform, you have to find V average and V RMS. For that, what you have to do? You have to take the average of this. So you have to take the limits 1 by 0.3. Okay. Now take one bracket 0 to 0.1. What is the value of your function? 20. Because it is pulse wave. So 20 dt plus integration of 0.1 to 0.3 is 0, because here there is no waveform, 0. So it is 0 and dt. This is your average value. So it is, and I leave for you to solve this. And for RMS, again, you have to take under root and integrate 0 to 0.1 and square of 20 and dt. This is your equation for RMS value. So you solve this. Again, this is the same sawtooth waveform. So you have to solve this also. This is the half half sinusoidal voltage in which negative portion is not there. So in such type of cases, again, if you want to find the V average is equal to 1 by 2 pi integration from pi by 4, or you can take 0 by 4 also. Wait a second, I have to rub this. 1 by 2 pi bracket. Now integrate 1 by 1 portion. 0 to pi by 4, what is the value of your signal? 0 to 0. Sorry, pi by 4. Okay. Plus pi by 4 to pi. So pi by 4 to pi, it is Vm sine omega t plus again pi to 2 pi, pi to 2 pi, 0 dt. So this is your complete equation for the V average. So you all solve this. So you will get the average value of the voltage. And then VRMS. VRMS is nothing but it is 2 pi under root pi by 4 to pi. Both the terms are already is equal to 0. So I am not including here only Vm square sine square omega t d omega t. So this will give the RMS value of this particular signal. Okay. So there are various numericals, and this is I leave for you to do some practice. So thank you for all, and hope you will understand the basic concept of AC circuit. Thank you.